Well, here we are at the seaside palace that belonged to Rama VI. In those days it was quite a considerable distance, the getting here at least, from Bangkok where the main palaces were. This is a kind of seaside palace where the king could relax. And in recent years it's been not only beautifully restored, but so have the grounds been prepared to receive the many guests who now come here just near Hua Hin to see this royal palace by the sea. It's very interesting to return to this extraordinary seaside palace because for many years this area was fairly desolate, but in more recent times wonderful work has been carried out here. The garden's fully restored with fantastic trees and a beautiful view out to sea, just as it always had, and the large timber palace itself just over here to the right. The Fine Arts Department has done a fantastic job here restoring this extraordinary large teak palace by the bay here at Hua Hin. In its day, when the king would come here to have a break from the affairs of state in Bangkok, he was able also to indulge one of his favourite pastimes, which was playwriting and performing. So he would be here with his entourage, including of course his young wife, and they would have evenings here where there'd be music and there'd be play reading and acting. All in all, a self-made entertainment which would have delighted the group who were here with the king. You'll notice as well that there's a very long covered walkway that leads from the main body of the palace all the way to the water, and that's where the king would go to bathe in the refreshing waters of the Gulf of Thailand here. This setting really is perfect for a very happy story, and no doubt it was in large part. But there's a melancholy end to the tale of this teak palace and Rama VI, who holidayed here. He had one child, and whilst he awaited the birth of that child, he became ill here at the palace. Indeed, it was the very day before he died that word was received from Bangkok that his child had been born, a daughter. This meant that the next king was indeed his brother, and the family line continues until this day. This very attractive picture is of the little princess who grew up mostly overseas for many years until she returned to Thailand, where she lived for the remainder of her life, which was an extensive life, and she died only in 2011. Her cremation is to be held in Bangkok in coming months. This really is a piece of history, and many Thai people are coming here on their holidays to drink in some of the history of, well, last century in fact. So we have this walkway which allowed probably the king himself to come and bathe when he wished. We also see how huge this palace by the sea is. There's another complete walkway over there, quite a long way away, which would have been for the women of the household to bathe too when they wished.
To visit Mrigadayawan Palace today in Hua Hin is to behold a pleasure palace brought back to life from a long period of benign neglect. A masterpiece of the 1920s, raised from the ground for coolness and perfection of outlook to the inviting sea. A sprawling architectural wonder, designed to support leisure and cultural activities indoors, in garden alcoves, and on the vast lawns beside the beach. A time before air conditioning and electronic distractions.